Intuitive Awareness Relaxation Script. As you settle into a comfortable position and allow your breathing to naturally slow and deepen, you might begin to notice how your unconscious mind already knows so much more than your conscious awareness realizes. Have you ever experienced that moment when you just knew something without knowing how you knew it? That feeling when you walked into a room and sensed the mood instantly, or when you thought of someone just before they called? Your intuitive abilities are like a muscle that becomes stronger with attention and practice. As you continue to relax deeper with each breath, you can become curious about how your awareness naturally expands when you're in this peaceful state. Some people find that when they quiet the chatter of everyday thinking, they begin to notice subtle signals they previously overlooked. Think about a time when you followed a hunch that led to something wonderful. Maybe you took a different route home and discovered something interesting, or you struck up a conversation with a stranger who became important in your life. Your unconscious mind remembers these experiences, doesn't it? And as you recall that feeling of trusting your inner guidance, you might notice how natural it felt to follow that impulse. The interesting thing about intuition is that it often speaks in whispers rather than shouts. As you become more relaxed and centered, you naturally become more sensitive to these quiet inner messages. You don't have to force anything because your awareness is already expanding, just like a flower opening to the morning sun. Imagine your mind is like a clear, still pond. When the surface is disturbed by worry or hurry, it's difficult to see clearly to the bottom. But as the waters become calm and peaceful, you can see much deeper, can't you? In this state of inner stillness, insights and understanding naturally arise from the depths of your being. You might begin to notice that synchronicities and meaningful coincidences seem to appear more frequently in your life. As you become more attuned to the subtle patterns around you, you start to recognize opportunities and connections that were always there, but perhaps overlooked before. It's as if you're tuning into a frequency that was broadcasting all along, but now you have the sensitivity to receive it clearly. Your dreams, too, become more vivid and meaningful as you develop this deeper awareness. The symbols and stories that unfold during sleep often contain wisdom and insights that your conscious mind can learn to interpret and appreciate. You already know how to listen to these messages because this ability is as natural to you as breathing. As you practice spending time in this peaceful, receptive state, you'll find that your intuitive responses become more reliable and clear. You'll notice patterns in your environment that guide you toward positive experiences and away from situations that don't serve you. This isn't magic, but rather the natural result of developing your innate sensitivity and awareness. Trust in your ability to sense what feels right and what doesn't. Your body often knows before your mind catches up, sending you signals through subtle feelings and sensations. As you become more attuned to these inner messages, you'll find yourself naturally gravitating toward people, places, and opportunities that align with your highest good. In your daily life, you can carry this sense of expanded awareness with you. Walking through the world with this heightened sensitivity, you notice details others might miss, sense emotional undercurrents in conversations, and feel drawn to explore paths that lead to growth and discovery. You're becoming someone who trusts their inner knowing and acts on inspired impulses. Remember that developing intuitive awareness is a gradual process, like learning to play a musical instrument. Each time you practice entering this receptive state, you're strengthening your ability to access your inner wisdom. You already possess everything you need because this capacity for deeper knowing is your birthright as a conscious being. As you prepare to return to ordinary awareness, you can trust that this expanded sensitivity will remain with you, operating quietly in the background of your daily experience. You'll find yourself noticing meaningful signs and symbols, feeling drawn to beneficial situations, and making choices that feel aligned with your deeper purpose. Take a moment now to appreciate this natural gift of intuitive awareness that you're developing. Set an intention to remain open and receptive to the subtle guidance that's always available to you. When you're ready, you can slowly return to full waking consciousness, bringing with you this enhanced sensitivity and trust in your inner knowing. Your unconscious mind continues to process and integrate this experience long after you've opened your eyes. You might find yourself surprised by how naturally you begin to notice things that escaped your attention before. A conversation overheard at just the right moment, a book that falls open to exactly the page you needed to read, or a feeling that guides you to change your plans in a way that leads to something wonderful. Think of the great inventors and artists throughout history who spoke of their breakthrough moments coming not through forced effort, but through relaxed receptivity. They describe ideas appearing fully formed, as if downloaded from some deeper source of knowing. You have access to the same wellspring of insight because creativity and intuition flow from the same mysterious place within you. As you go about your daily activities, you can enjoy noticing how your enhanced awareness operates automatically. You don't have to think about breathing, and you don't have to think about being intuitive either. It becomes as natural as recognizing when someone is happy or sad just by looking at their face, even though you could never explain exactly how you know. Some people discover that their intuitive insights come through physical sensations, a tightness in the chest when something feels wrong, or a lightness and expansion when they're moving in the right direction. Others receive guidance through images that flash through their mind, or sudden knowing that appears without logical explanation. You already know which way works best for you, don't you? The more you trust these subtle impressions, the stronger and clearer they become. It's like developing any relationship. The more attention and respect you give, the more responsive and reliable it becomes. Your intuitive faculty appreciates being acknowledged and consulted, and in return, it offers you guidance that can transform your life in beautiful ways. You might begin to notice that you're increasingly in the right place at the right time. Not through coincidence, but because you're learning to follow the subtle currents that flow beneath the surface of everyday life. You sense when to make that phone call, when to take that different route, when to speak up in a meeting, or when to remain quiet and listen. There's an ancient wisdom that speaks of time not as a straight line, but as a spiral where past, present, and future dance together in ways the linear mind cannot fully grasp. In your expanded awareness, you occasionally catch glimpses of this deeper reality, sensing connections and patterns that span beyond the immediate moment. You don't need to understand this intellectually because your intuitive mind operates beyond the boundaries that limit logical thinking. As you continue to develop this gift, you become someone others seek out for your insights and perspective. They may not be able to explain why, but they sense something different about you, a quality of presence and knowing that draws them. You've always had this quality, haven't you? Now you're simply allowing it to shine more brightly. Remember the story of the person who kept finding pennies everywhere they went? At first, it seemed like random luck, but then they realized the pennies always appeared during times when they needed reassurance that they were on the right path. The universe has countless ways of communicating with those who have learned to pay attention. You're becoming fluent in this language of signs and synchronicities. Your dreams, too, become more vivid and prophetic as you honor their wisdom. Keep a journal by your bedside if you haven't already, because the messages that come through sleep often contain the answers to questions you've been carrying. Sometimes the insight comes immediately upon waking. Other times the meaning unfolds over days or weeks as events align to reveal the deeper truth. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be to develop these abilities. Every experience, whether pleasant or challenging, has contributed to your capacity for deeper knowing. You've been preparing for this expansion of awareness your entire life, haven't you? All those moments when you just knew something, all those times you followed a hunch that led somewhere meaningful, they were preparing you for this fuller expression of your intuitive gifts.